Create your own weekly review and watch your life change. One of the videos I reference most on my channel is how to review your week. I created a video 4.5 years ago. It was the third video I made for this channel, and it shows. I actually watched this video today, and from the quality of the video, it was slightly embarrassing, but from the content point of view, still very valid. So it's 5 questions that I've asked myself for years and years, and I don't do it as consistently as I think I should be doing it, but when I do it, I do really see a huge difference in my life. And I think together with time blocking, those are probably the 2 of the most beneficial things I could be doing for my productivity and focus and well-being, etc. However, I've created my weekly review routine long time ago. Few years before I even shot that original video, my life was very different. So I recently sat down and rewrote those questions. The trigger to change those questions came last year, where I got for Mother's Day a voucher to go for floating. I went there, great time, 60 minutes of floating, not doing anything and just relaxing. And I got out of there and I felt really great. I went to take a shower and suddenly noticed that I am like scrubbing myself like really quickly and hurrying, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I just had great 60 minutes of relaxation, but the moment it stopped, I started being like stressed and doing things, and there was no reason for me to hurry. So I slowed down, finished the shower, went out and started putting on clothes, and again I realized I'm like frantically putting these clothes on me, and I felt like my heart is beating, and I'm like this, like I was stressed. And I sat down there on the bench and I was like, what is happening? I had great time, I came, I relaxed, and now the moment this is over, I'm like in this like go mode. There was no reason for that. And I realized that because there are so many things happening in my life, I really try to get the most out of every minute. And my body got into the stage where it was trying to hurry all the time, and I just tried to save the extra 30 seconds by doing this extra fast and just was putting myself and my body into this stress. So I thought like, okay, this is not right. And I realized I've been probably doing this for months. So I was like, no, I need to be more intentional. I need to pay more attention. First thing to change is to actually notice that it's happening. And I've noticed it, and I went and I decided that I need to do some things around it. And one of the things that came out of it is this updated weekly review. So the very first thing I added to my weekly review is thinking about my well-being. So I ask myself, how's my stress level? How's my sleep, nutrition, movement, energy level? Is there anything I need to do next week to feel better? And this is really just about finding the time and checking with myself, how do I feel and how I felt last week, and maybe what I can do differently next week. The second question or second category I ask are my wins. That was there also in the original one. It works really well for me. I write down every single thing I can think of that was positive that happened to me or that I did last week, small or big. Doesn't matter. It's really for me about the quantity. So I just list. I usually come up with a full page of items. It can be related to anything in my life and things that happened to me or things that I did. I also then try to look at things within that list that moved me towards my goals, to celebrate those a little bit more. It kind of helped me be more intentional about spending the time the way I really want to spend it. The third category is what didn't go so well. Again, something that was there last time, and that's looking at what did I want to do but didn't manage and why, and what can I do next time to make sure that it doesn't happen. It's not about dwelling on negatives. It happened. I can't really do anything about it, but I can learn from that and I can ensure that it's not going to be repeated. There are multiple things that I can do to ensure that I actually do these things if I want to do, or not do the things if I don't want to do them. Very often what happens is I have some kind of a big project and it feels really huge. And I might be postponing it the whole week because it feels like, oh, I need to find 4 hours in a row to tackle this. I don't have 4 hours in a row. So when I'm sitting down, during this weekly review, how I can break this task into smaller pieces so that I can manage it next week. The fourth category is to do. So again, something that I did last time, it helped me so much, and I continue doing this. It's probably one of the things that if I don't do my weekly review, I still do this thing because it makes so much difference. And that's basically sitting down and doing a brain dump of everything that's in my head that needs to be done. I do try to do that throughout the week. I do try to put things into my Trello board if they need to be done, but often these small things like, oh, I need to reply to this person, I need to RSVP this, I need to make an appointment. Those small things, often I don't put them on my Trello board. I'm too busy to write that down, so it just lives in my head and clutters my head, makes me way more stressed. So I do the brain dump, I list everything I can think of, I take extra few minutes to really try hard to think what there might be anything else that I need to do. And then if those things take 2 minutes or less, I try to do them. If they take longer, then I put them on my Trello board so that when I am doing my weekly schedule and my daily schedule, I can actually have them there. I know that I'm going to look at them and I will not forget them. The fifth category is setting priorities for the next week. I used to not do it together with the weekly review. It was like a separate thing, but now I try to do it together. I feel like it works better for me. I think about what I want to do next week. I put it into the calendar. I don't put it like on Thursday 9:30, but I would be like, oh, this thing I will want to do on Thursday and this thing I want to do on Tuesday, so that when I'm scheduling my Tuesday, I actually see it there. I also try to identify one thing that if I manage that week, I will consider this week a success, and I try to schedule that thing for Monday or Tuesday so that in case something happens and I'm not able to do it, there are still plenty of days when I can manage it so that I really get that done and I can be happy that I did that. Another thing I try to pay attention to are my goals. I review them and then I try to make sure that I have at least one thing that I do that week that moves me towards those goals. It doesn't always work that well, mainly because I have some goals that I want to do, but they are not as important as other things I want to make sure I do, if that makes sense. For example, this YouTube channel, it's something that I want to do, but if I think about, do I want to go to the park with my kids or do I want to film a video? But I want to do both of those things. I can't do both of those things. And I'm sorry guys, my kids are my priority. So I do stuff with my kids, and I have 2 kids now. So usually there is at least one of them that want to spend time with me. And I don't want to miss out on those things. Even though I have goals for my family, just like to be there, to be present, to do things with them, I also have goals for my YouTube channel. Even though I look at it and I know about it, the goal for my family is just right now much more important for me. I don't do things for all my goals, but I still want to keep it there. And if I can find the time and do something about it. But there are stages of life where some things are just more important to you than others. And the last thing I try to do is a 5-minute meditation. I don't meditate otherwise, and I find that this whole ritual gives me control of my life, or the feeling of control of my life. I feel usually really well afterwards. I feel like my week was a success. I remind myself of all the things that I've achieved, and usually it's a lot, so I'm proud of that week. I know that if something didn't go well, I have a plan for the upcoming week, how I'm going to tackle it, what I'm going to change. I know what everything else I'm going to do. I know that I don't have anything in my head. I will not forget anything. So it's a good feeling. And this 5-minute meditation is just a nice cherry on top to finish the whole ritual of doing something that's really just for me and for my own well-being. If you clicked on this video, it's probably very likely that you were interested in creating your own weekly review. So I challenge you to go and try it. If you don't have any weekly review, take my questions as an example. Try it once or twice, see how it works, how it feels, adjust, tweak it based on your situation. And if you find it useful, and I hope you will, then continue doing that. And then let me know down below if you are trying my weekly review questions. And if you do ask additional questions, please let me know, because maybe that's a question that I would like to ask on a weekly basis as well. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, if you found it useful, like it, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. and I will see you in my next video. Bye!